So in this video, we're going to talk about journaling. And this is really where you start internally processing some of the things that live in your soul. They live in your cells. And science shows this. Experiences that we have, things that we have gone through in our lives, we hold on to them. And the more we think about them, the deeper they implant and imprint on our brain. So one of the ways that we can process and release some of the tensions, some of the hurt, some of the worry and doubt is to actually write them out by longhand with a pen and paper and just externally process them. So you can look at it a little bit differently. You know, journaling is one of the most powerful ways that we can reframe our experiences, because when it's out of us, we can look at it subjectively. We can look at it objectively. We can look at it in all kinds of different ways. We can twist it and turn it and say, what did it really look like for the other person? What was it like from their point of view? You know, what is it that I might have done to contribute to the storm? It really is a little bit of a reckoning. So obviously there is a venting process first, right? I have been wronged. I cannot believe this happened. But as you start to go through the story of the said experience, you can start to think a little bit more. I came to the interaction exhausted, anxious, depleted. I had just gotten off the phone with my mother and she told me bad news about my favorite cousin. I was aggravated and scared and I felt very far away. And then this other thing happened. And all of these contributing factors led to me being really ramped up emotionally. So when my partner came in and we started an interaction, it all just oozed out all over them. I exploded and that wasn't so great, right? You can actually take a lot more ownership and get to a point where apologies and forgiveness can happen more easily, because journaling allows us to do a number of things, right? And so let's look at this slide and see what some of the things that journaling helps us do. So journaling reveals our authentic thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. It lets us deconstruct an interaction to see it objectively. It identifies your positive and negative patterns over time. It gives you permission to dream for your family's future. It strengthens your love and appreciation through recording sweet memories, acts of kindness, and great moments. So think about it. If you are stuck in a time of conflict with your partner and there are many experiences back to back, falling into winter, sliding into conflict, chaos and resentment and anxiety and frustration abound, one of the cool things that journaling allows you to do is to flip back and say, when did I feel differently about my partner? When was the last time I felt just so much love and so much tenderness? And oh my gosh, remember that story? Let me find it in my journal, right? And so you open up your journal and you're flipping through and you just think, oh, that birthday party was so fun, or that dinner at that restaurant was the best. They were so funny and they put on that hat and, you know, they danced around and oh my God, that was such a great night. It's really hard to stay in that place of like blizzard behavior when you have these memories stirring up inside of you. It's easy to become more forgiving, more tender, more grace-filled, right? And that's really what our relationship needs to be driven by, is the ability to give grace for the other person and to hope that when we mess up and when we cross the line, when we cross boundaries, when we do something that hurts our partner, that they give us the same grace, that they extend that, they explain what we did wrong so we know how we hurt them, and then they provide space for us to apologize and they forgive us. Our partners are not the only people that make mistakes. As much as most people end up going to therapy and saying, please fix my partner, they're so messed up. it doesn't actually work that way, right? So journaling allows us to not only break down some of the conflicts that we've had, it also helps us capture some of those beautiful, amazing, love-filled moments and memories. So when the going gets tough and you're sliding into fall and things are swirling and you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna end badly, I know it. You can go back in your journal and you can say, you know what? Last weekend, we went on a walk in our neighborhood and we had the greatest conversation, right? We had the greatest conversation. And look, this is what my partner said to me, right? So then you think about your interaction today and you think, oh, something's going on with them. Something else might be their own personal storm and they're kind of dumping it in the relationship. I need to go check on my partner, right? So instead of you standing and coming at them and saying, how dare you, and fighting back and swords flying, you can really say, honey, are you okay? You know, what's going on? Because this is not where we are, right? We are okay. But if you are in winter right now, I'm here for you. And your partner might just very well say, I had a horrible day. I had a horrible day. I lost a client. I made a mistake at work and it cost us a lot of money. Or, you know, I hit a shopping cart in the parking lot and now the front of the car is dented. I made such a stupid mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to unload all of my frustration on our relationship, right? And you can just absolutely change the trajectory of your relationship because you know you are grounded in your journaling process, that you capture the times that you need to understand your relationship a little bit better, but you also capture the beautiful moments. So I'm going to put some prompts in the workbook. Please really spend some time prompt reading, prompt selecting, and decide which ones speak to you right now. You might bullet journal and just at the end of the day write 10 things that you love about your partner or things that happened. You might be more of an artist and have like this very beautiful, I've seen some gorgeous journaling that happens through images and symbols and words that have been decorated and theme words. You know, maybe something came up like, you know, trust, and then it's beautifully decorated. Maybe you just scribble, you know, paragraph, paragraph, paragraph without even using punctuation. It's your journal. You are the author and the audience. Nobody has to read your journal but you, right? If you invite somebody else into that space, that is absolutely your ability and your, you know, your acknowledgement, but it really can be private. I have a journal that nobody else sees. It is my personal journal, and in there I record some pretty scary feelings that I have. And then I look at it and think, this actually isn't about them at all. This isn't about my partner at all. This is really about my dad or, you know, a childhood friend or a teacher that I had. This is really interesting how I have displaced this emotion on this person who is reminding me of a past experience, right? If I were just to react from that moment, I would think my partner was responsible for this big fury. But in actual fact, it's something that has been unhealed. Journaling allows me to dig into that privately and at my own speed. And so I want you to find some prompts and go through and write what comes to your mind, however it fits you. If it's quick bullet points, if it's long prose, maybe you do poetry. It really is personal to you. Have your partner do the same. Have them write out some of their thoughts around some of the prompts, because really this is what we're all about, right? We know what our winter was. We know how harsh it was. We know how bitter and how cruel it was. We know how brutal it was, how lonely it was. We don't want to go back there. So it's going to take spring cleaning in this super personal and intimate way of our own stuff, right? We cannot fully engage in the integration of our two lives until we have some of this journaling cleared out of our soul, right? Because you have to get some of this stuff down. You will start to see patterns. You will start to see trends. You will start to see, oh my gosh, every time my partner does A, I do B. We have got to stop A from happening. So let's set a boundary. Or let me explain why A is so painful and why B is so hurtful. And we need to change this. Now that I've seen this trend, we can get on top of it, right? And so I think journaling will be for you, as it was for me, one of the most profoundly active tools in your spring cleaning toolbox, because there's nothing you can't write to yourself. You can write a letter to yourself about how wronged and how hurt and how betrayed and how angry you are. And somewhere in that letter will be clues that lead you to other points of healing. Because journaling is not a small, tiny box that you can compartmentalize and put on a shelf and say, oh, yeah, that was that incident, totally that incident, only that incident, nothing but that incident. It doesn't work that way. Journaling is like a thread that weaves through all of your experiences and all of your relationships, platonic, romantic, intimate, parental, familial, all of it, right? So use journaling to your advantage. Let it become your superpower in your relationship to really get to the crux of your issues and say, look, this is me. This is what I bring. This is my expectation. This is my pain. This is my trauma. This is my hurt. This is who I am, right? And you can either stay there or you can actively work your way out of it. You can actively try to reframe your experiences, push your limiting beliefs a little bit further, reframe your negativity bias, try to find the positive side in it, release some of your hurts, forgive people who need who you need to forgive to let go of their hold on you. All of that can be done with a pen and a journal, right? All of it can be done, but you don't need any other tools. So please enjoy that process. Take as long as you need and come back to journaling every single day. If it's a few moments in the morning, a few moments at night, if it's on your commute, make it a practice and it will serve you well. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful experience diving into journaling, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.